Good morning, everyone. How are you? I'm going to be guiding a meditation this morning. If you are in a place to do that, I'd love to have you do it with me. Wait for a couple people to get on. We'll find a comfortable seat. Hey, Linz. I wanted to guide a meditation today because meditation is something I do every day. And I think there's this idea that there's just some people that like meditating, and then there's the people that can't do it because their mind is so crazy. But I think that everyone hates meditating in the beginning. That was my experience for sure. I mean, and I love it now, and sometimes I'm still like, oh God, I have to meditate. But I think kind of tossing that concept out, that there are just people that are good at it, and then there are people that are bad at it, is extremely, extremely helpful. Because no one's good at it. And some days I am good at it, where my mind is more peaceful and calm, and then other days I'm stressed out and I have lots to do. But I sit down every day, every morning, before I do anything else, before I come up with excuses, so that I can take inventory of my mind. So that before I step into having conversations with people, or step into my relationship, or step into answering my phone or my emails or my life, I have had enough self-awareness. I've cultivated self-awareness, where I recognize ooh, I am stressed out no matter what this morning, before I even did anything. I think that's extremely, it's taking responsibility for ourselves and recognizing what we're bringing into every moment. Because if we don't pause and think who and how am I today, then we really don't know, and we might get in situations where we're blaming other people for the stress or the chaos, when it might be us. We might be bringing that. So that's why we meditate. Sit down and take inventory. Hey, Erin. Inventory of the mind, inventory of the physical body, inventory of where the energy is, and we breathe and we sit, and that's it. There are lots of versions of meditating, lots of different ways that you could do it, but in a nutshell, you just sit and you breathe and you get to know yourself deeper. So we're going to do that this morning. There's no one that does it perfect. So if you can, find a comfortable seat. Cultivate self-awareness. And also self-compassion, because with self-awareness, oftentimes we don't want to be self-aware because we don't actually want to look at what we see. But I meditated, maybe it was yesterday, the day before, and I was pissed. I was very agitated. I had and after the meditation, I had all this stuff come up, which really didn't have anything to do with anything particular. But it made me realize that I needed to sit down and journal. I needed to move my body. I needed some time alone before I just jumped into my workplace, or jumped into doing things socially, because I would have brought that same angst and frustration that really didn't have anything to do with anybody else. It just had to do with me, into those situations, and kind of made them worse. So I decided to be alone, and I went on a walk, and I moved through it myself, which I think is what we need to do, just so that we don't cause more chaos for people around us. And we do it every single day, so then when we meet ourselves in that way, we're kind. We're oh, today things aren't going that well, and so we're kind and compassionate towards ourselves. So find a comfortable seat. We'll do this together, probably only 10 minutes, maybe at the most. If you've got 10 minutes to be on your phone this early, then you got 10 minutes to sit down and breathe. So comfortable seat. I sit on a blanket with my hips a little bit higher than my knees. Cross your legs if that feels good. You don't need to be breaking your ankles though, so you can put your feet in a position that feels good. And we'll just take a deep breath, close the eyes. Exhale fully. Do that a couple times. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Just become aware of how informing the breath can be. We have our breath our entire life, yet we are immune to it. Oftentimes we don't even know it's happening. So breathe deeply. Continue to breathe in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Every time you inhale, we're just going to start to notice where the mind might be other than here, inside this body, inside this moment. So just notice the stories that are happening, the places that the mind and energy are being pulled without judgment. Just breathe deeply. And then see on your exhale if you can kind of invite yourself back. Like, oh yeah, this body's a good place to live. So we inhale, we become aware of where our attention is, where our energy is. And exhale, invite yourself back. As we start to invite ourselves back, we'll become aware of the body as a whole. So feeling gravity beneath you, as if the earth has come up to hold you specifically here. Allow your sitting bones to go down. Relax your hips, legs. Remembering your breath over and over again. So easy to forget the breath. Inhale through the nose. We'll exhale through the nose now. Imagine that gravity is pulling you more intensely down, grounding, centering, relaxing your hips, relax your low belly. You can bring your hand to your low belly. Give your belly organs permission to relax a little bit. Keeping all of your presence and awareness with the lower section of your body. And start to feel the length of your spine. So as we inhale, we'll just kind of stack each vertebrae on top of the next. Exhale to soften. Inhale, stack the vertebrae until we get all the way to the crown of the head. And then just tuck the chin down a teeny bit so the back of the neck is long. And then we'll place the opposite hand on the heart. And then breathe to fill your entire torso, low belly, mid belly, chest. Exhale from chest, mid belly, low belly. Breathe in, low belly, mid belly, chest. Exhale, chest, mid belly, low belly. Anytime the mind wanders, come back to the breath and to the sensations of your body, to gravity beneath you, to what your skin feels like with the clothes that you're wearing, touching it, what your breath feels like coming out of the nose, brushing against the upper lip. Maybe tuning into the beat of your own heart. Breathing to cultivate deep awareness for who you are today, how your body, your heart, your mind is showing up. Devoid of judgment. Just complete curiosity and awareness, as if you're witnessing and holding space for yourself, the way that you would witness and hold space for someone that you cherish deeply. No expectations and unconditional grip. breath, having a humorous grip on how quickly the mind wants to move elsewhere. And every time we breathe, we remember that our breath is an invitation. An invitation for the nervous system to reset, for our awareness to come back into this point in time, for our body to be nourished, for our mind to be soothed. We'll just tune into the heart, maybe asking yourself how you are today, what's alive in you today. Again, with no judgment, complete freedom so that your heart can speak to you clearly. How are you today? Maybe asking what it is that your heart needs from you today. Heart and then also body. As if tuning into someone you love. Because oftentimes we'll put people we love's needs before our own. Tuning into what your needs are. Our hands placed here will just allow our hands, so we'll be the body and feel the hands touching. Allow these hands to be healing, to be comforting, to be grounding, centering. And allow your body to receive the comfort being with yourself deeply, even for just a moment. Just give yourself what it is that you need in a small way right now. Allowing yourself to receive that. Presence, grace, love, acceptance, encouragement. One more deep breath here. In through the nose, and a longer exhale through the mouth. Let your exhale be longer than the inhale, and bring the hands back to the knees, palms down. And we'll stay here for a moment or two, just feeling your entire body from the earth up to the crown of the head. Let your spine be long and the front side of your body be soft and open. Being with yourself completely, recognizing how much is happening outside of you as we turn our channels inward to pay attention to our inner life. Relaxing the tongue away from the roof of the mouth and breathing in a steady, informing way. Last few breaths to bring ourselves into a state of gratitude for exactly who and how we are today, recognizing your state of health and abundance in your life, the people who love you, the teachers who guide you, our access to clean water and clean air and clean food. But everything that you do have in your life that is helping you. Allow every cell of your body to feel grateful for that. As if tomorrow you'd only wake up with what you were grateful for today. One hand back on the heart, honoring how blessed you are, regardless of circumstance. We're blessed to be here. Honoring this body as the place where we experience our life. Cultivating presence is cultivating an ability to experience our life fully. Nothing that happens in our life ever happens outside of this body. So if we'd like to feel joy and pleasure, abundance, it happens inside of this body. And if we are distracted and disintegrated, we will miss the magic. Making a small commitment to staying a little bit more present today by using the breath, by releasing judgment of self. One more deep breath. Exhale. And gently bring ourselves back into the room. Bring the palms together. Just bring up to the third eye. Bow your head. Even if you don't know what you're bowing to, there is a sacred thread that runs through all things that are living, which is the entire natural world. And we start to recognize that pulsating force in us. We can start to recognize it in the natural world and within other people. And only when we recognize that spark can we cultivate the ability to love people, like truly love them. Cultivate the ability to love ourselves, truly love ourselves. And that's the magic that's going to change the world. Appreciate you all being here. I haven't even really looked up. For those of you that are still here, if anyone has a question, I'm more than happy to answer one. Let's see who's still here. Thank you all for being here. Oh, so many great faces. Maybe I'll do this more. Oh, this is useful for you. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Carly. First time meditating with you. Yes, so small and precious. Good way to put it. Thank you all for being here. I think I'm going to start doing this on Mondays because that's what I'm going to be offering in my Patreon group, which will start in November. Because meditation is such a big part of my life. I don't know why I don't share it more. Thank you for being here. Have a great day. Love you, Linz.